Hi students, I want to continue discussing with you cause and effect paragraphs. And in the previous discussions that I sent to you, we went ahead and tackled the topic sentence. And we identified how a topic sentence in a cause and effect paragraph must clearly define what is the cause and what is the effect. And depending on the type of paragraph that you are writing, the topic sentence will either identify the cause as the topic and the effect as the controlling idea, or it will identify the effect as the topic and the cause as the controlling idea. But both must appear in the topic sentence. I think one good way of illustrating this is by showing you a sample paragraph that I have put together. The title of the paragraph is "The Causes of Obesity." So you can see right there that obesity is identified as the effect, and it will be my topic. And then the causes of obesity will be the controlling idea. So I will be defining for you what are the causes of obesity in this paragraph. Because my title is "The Causes of Obesity," I also identify obesity as one of the key words. So the word obesity and the synonyms of obesity will appear within my paragraph. I have gone ahead and highlighted these for you so you can see how I've used them over and over again to emphasize the topic. Let's look at the topic sentence of the paragraph. Obesity is a national concern in the U.S. brought on due to several reasons. So clearly there my topic is identified, obesity. And I know obesity is going to be defined as an effect because I then use due to several reasons. So I am using a signal that identifies causes within a sentence. The expression "brought on" is an English idiom which basically means caused by. The example I give you in the notes is his illness was brought on by a virus, which basically means the same as caused by. And then due to several reasons, I don't identify the reasons. I simply indicate that they are several reasons. So the format of this paragraph has already been laid out for you. We are going to be discussing several causes that bring on obesity. Reasons would be a synonym for causes. So now we begin to discuss the first reason or the first cause. It says, the increased use of technology is a prime factor contributing to obesity. So I have identified my first main point, or the first reason for obesity, and that is the increased use of technology. The idiom contributing to is another way of expressing cause. So obesity is caused by the increased use of technology. Now I need to begin to provide supporting details for this main point. For example, now we have the sentence, because of the increased use of technology in daily living, more people spend countless hours in front of a TV or computer screen rather than being active. You'll notice here that the supporting detail is expressed in a complex sentence. And the complex sentence begins with a dependent clause with the signal because of. When we use because of to begin a dependent clause, because of will introduce a cause. And the cause is the increased use of technology in daily living. And then the independent clause, more people spend countless hours in front of a TV or computer screen rather than being active, defines the effect. So here we have a cause and effect sentence which provides a supporting detail for how the increased use of technology is a reason or a cause for obesity. The paragraph continues with another supporting detail for the main point that technology is a prime factor contributing to obesity. And this supporting detail is, therefore, we find more and more people of all ages succumbing to the adverse effects of obesity. Therefore is a sentence connector. Therefore shows the relationship between the sentence that comes before it and the sentence that comes after. So if we look at what appears in the paragraph before therefore, it says more people spend countless hours in front of a TV or computer screen rather than being active. We now have this as the cause. Therefore introduces the effect, and the effect is we find more and more people of all ages succumbing to the adverse effects of obesity. So you can see by the use of therefore as a sentence connector to show an effect, that cause and effect can appear within a sentence, as was the case of the sentence that begins with because of, and it can also appear among sentences because therefore is connecting the sentence that comes before it with the information that appears after it to form a cause and effect. You also note that I have highlighted in blue the adverse health effects of obesity. So we continue to use the main words or the important words within our paragraph to emphasize the topic. We now introduce, and you can see by our outline, a second main point, and this is a sedentary lifestyle. A sedentary lifestyle in the US is another reason why so many people are obese. So now we've introduced the second of these several reasons that we are going to define to explain why we have so many people that are obese. Because I have introduced a main point, it must now be followed by supporting details. So, what do we mean by a sedentary lifestyle? The supporting detail defines it. Notice the sentence. Instead of walking to the supermarket or the post office, many choose to drive even when it is a short distance to walk. So this is a supporting detail that helps define for anyone who is reading the paragraph what is meant by a sedentary lifestyle, and further explains how a sedentary lifestyle can contribute to obesity. We now move on to a second supporting detail. Due to the elimination of walking from the daily routine in the name of convenience, many continue to add pounds, which could be avoided by walking more. So you notice here another complex sentence. The subordinator due to does much the same as because of. It introduces within a sentence as a dependent clause the cause. Due to the elimination of walking from the daily routine in the name of convenience, this is the cause. Now the independent clause defines the effect. Many continue to add pounds, which could be avoided by walking more. To add pounds could be viewed as a synonym for obesity. So we are repeating the topic of our paragraph, and it expresses within the independent clause the effect. Now we move on to our third main point, and this is diets which are rich in sugar. Diets which are rich in sugar, the verb there should be are. Diets which are, let me change that for you here. Diets which are rich in sugar are also a major cause for the overweight epidemic in the US. So I have already explained how the increased use of technology and the sedentary lifestyle contribute to obesity. And now I have moved on to the third cause of obesity that I am going to define, which is diets which are rich in sugar are also a major cause for the overweight epidemic. You see here again the use of the synonym overweight epidemic for obesity. So again, notice how I continue to repeat the topic within my paragraph. Now I have to spell out supporting details. I have to provide supporting details for this main point. Rather than focusing on fruits and vegetables, too many people prefer processed foods with heavy sugar content. So, what do we mean by diets which are rich in sugar? Well, these are diets that don't have a lot of fruits and vegetables. Instead, they are diets that are composed of processed foods. So here again, I am defining what I mean by diets which are rich in sugar, and a definition is an excellent supporting detail to a main point. Notice how I further refine this, because what do I mean by processed foods? Well, sugary soft drinks, many sweet snacks, and most canned foods contain high glucose or sugar levels, which contribute to obesity. So you can see here that I have added an additional supporting detail, which helps to further define what is meant by processed foods. I've also repeated my keyword, the topic obesity. Now I write as a result. As a result is a sentence connector. It is going to connect the information that comes after as a result with the information that appeared in the previous sentence. The type of connection that as a result makes is to identify the information that appears after it as the effect of the information that appears before it. So the information in the sentence before as a result will be the cause, and the information that appears after as a result will be the effect. Notice, as a result, it should not surprise anyone that if this is the typical diet for someone, they will probably be significantly overweight. Significantly overweight being a synonym for obesity, and the independent clause, it should not surprise anyone that if this is the typical diet for someone, they will probably be significantly overweight. That complex sentence there, that is expressing the effect of the information that appears in the sentence before as a result. We now reach our conclusion, and notice how in the conclusion we try to identify and we try to focus and we try to emphasize what were the causes or the reasons that we previously identified in our paragraph for obesity. So we go back and repeat ourselves, we summarize, we restate, and we also take an opportunity to look into the future and try to make a prediction or give an opinion. So notice how in the concluding sentence we state, the abuse of technology, a lifestyle with little physical activity, and a diet full of sugar are all causes of obesity, which can be curbed if these factors are adjusted. So, which can be curbed or significantly stopped if these factors are adjusted. That is a prediction, that is an opinion that we are including in our conclusion after we have restated how the abuse of technology or the increased use of technology, I don't use the exact words, or a lifestyle with little physical activity, which is a synonym for a sedentary lifestyle, and a diet full of sugar. So notice I don't use the exact words, I try to mix it up a bit, but I do spell out the three reasons or causes again in my conclusion. And then I go ahead and I make my prediction or I state my opinion. In the notes, I further explain for you the uses of these signals within sentences to form cause and effect, and these sentence connectors used between one sentence and another to also show cause and effect. because I want you to see how it is that we can show cause and effect both inside of one sentence and by connecting two sentences. I hope this has been useful. We will continue our discussion. Thank you.